Okay, my name is Paul Polak. Right now, I'm the chairman of the board and the founder of Windhorse International and Spring Health, and I've started a lot of organizations, for-profit and non-profit, in the social impact space. Windhorse is a holding company incorporated in Colorado, and it is the holding company for what will be eventually safe drinking water companies in many different countries. Right now, it's in the early stage, so we have a company called Spring Health, incorporated in India, and Windhorse is the majority owner of Spring Health. And Spring Health is designed to reach 100 million $2 a day people in small rural villages in India with safe drinking water at a cost of about a cent a day per customer, and make money at scale doing it. So then once Spring Health is brought to scale in a couple of years, we'll be creating equivalent private companies with the same task in countries like Bangladesh, Pakistan, Kenya, and other countries around the world. I believe the future lies in creating brave new companies. I think that there is a huge virgin market opportunity serving the 2.6 bypass customers in the world who live on less than $2 a day. And so I think that there is an opportunity for many companies, global companies, to be started. Each company will serve at least 100 million $2 a day customers in the world, with products and services that are transformative for their lives, generate annual sales of at least $10 billion, and earn enough profits to attract the major international financial investors and banks to invest in these companies. So I think not only is this the future of the current social impact space, but it's the future of global companies everywhere. I was struck by how General Motors, which is was the biggest, most powerful corporation in the world, and how General Motors was brought to its knees by Japanese and German competition with cars that were smaller, cheaper, and more fuel efficient. I think exactly the same destiny awaits Coca-Cola, Apple, Walmart, and Microsoft, and Tata, and some of the multinationals based in India and China, if they don't learn quickly how to earn attractive profits providing services to the 2.6 billion $2 a day people in the world. So that I think that that is a critical arena for the future survival of most of the big companies in the world. So tapping into those markets is critical both for the future of the social mission of ending poverty and for the future survival of international business. Most people don't see what I see. That may be because I'm nuts, or it may be because they're refusing to see the obvious. Going back to the example of General Motors, General Motors was one of the inheritors of the transformative process created by Henry Ford. And General Motors and the other Detroit car companies were doing so well, selling especially top-of-the-line products, Lincolns and Cadillacs and cars like that. They were large, luxurious, and earned big margins. And people at General Motors and companies like that got fat, sassy, and complacent, and never knew what hit them. They didn't pay attention when Smaller, cheaper, more fuel efficient, and long-lasting cars were introduced. And eventually they were caught napping. I think right now the consensus among multinationals is that you probably can't make money serving $2 a day customers. And I don't think that current typical multinationals know how to design products and services with the degree of ruthless affordability you need to serve this population. They don't know how to really profitably create last mile distribution. They know already how to scale, but there's nothing less than a revolution in how big business today designs, prices, markets, and distributes its products in order to be successful in creating new markets at the base of the pyramid. And so that's the biggest challenge, changing people's thinking. And then there's a lot that we have to learn. I'm in the process, and my colleagues are just going through a rapid learning process, making lots of mistakes. But for instance, how to establish a profitable company that sells water at a very low price in villages that have 300 families, 400 families. There are ways of doing that, but you have to turn the conventional business models on their ear to make it happen, and we're learning a lot about how to do that, how to do aspirational branding in highly decentralized locations where $2 a day people live. How to be effective, how to set up decentralized businesses that are massive when they're combined in large numbers, and how to do that profitably. So those are all the things that are the big challenges today. Well, we always do these things by creating proof of concept prototypes of the products or services and the distribution model, then doing a beta test where we cut our teeth, learn from our mistakes, and then we scale up. So we're just at the end of the beta test, which is in 27 villages in Orissa, which is a state on the eastern part of India. Eastern India has probably 300 million people in rural areas that are drinking water that makes them sick. So it's a huge untapped potential market. At the end of the beta test, we're raising $2 million now for the rollout phase. When we raise that, there'll be a total investment of about $2.5 million. When we start in the first year, we'll start for the first 3 months adding 25 villages every month. The next months after the first 3 months, we'll add 50 villages a month. We plan to be in 700 villages at the end of the first year, 10,000 villages at the end of 3 years. The return on that approximate $2.5 million, if we're successful, we'll pay it all back and earn a $2 million profit in the 4th year. And in the 5th year, an additional $5 million profit, and then it'll go way up from there. So it should be very attractive for investors. And since built into that model is a platform for last mile distribution, we'll begin distributing a whole line of other transformative products for village customers through that last mile distribution system. I'm not sure I've realized it yet. I do things that satisfy my curiosity. What excites me is working on problems that are considered difficult to solve. And I think that making a difference in the world is part of it. But I couldn't do this work without being really stimulated and energized and happy as a result of doing it. This is the most fun I've had in the last 15 years that I've had in my life from anything that I've done. So it all begins with making it fun for me. And without that, I'm suspicious of the Lady Bountiful approach to helping people. So I'm a little bit suspicious of helping, because in some cases helping actually is harmful. If you look at Haiti now, it was absolutely necessary to bring relief aid in, but all of the free things that are being distributed, especially to the urban populations, have destroyed the marketplace and destroyed any sustainable way of helping people in Haiti who are poor move out of poverty. So that's why I'm a little bit leery of people who talk about how they help. So I shouldn't go too far to the other extreme. I know that the work I've done has helped a lot of people, along with all of the other people that have been part of my team. And it's important to me that people that we're making a positive social impact. So I don't want to downplay that. So one of the things that we're learning very rapidly is that to reach the kind of scale where you can eventually transform the lives of 100 million people, you have to design for scale from the very beginning. So in the beta test, as I said, we're in 25 villages. We're providing safe drinking water to something like 3,000 families. So that's 15,000 people. One of the purposes of that beta test is not just to test whether the water purification method works, or working through partner Kirana shops, these little mom and pop shops, works, but it's building the units which can be easily replicated. In a sense, the transformation that Henry Ford brought in was the assembly line, where instead of doing things piece by piece, there was a mass production capacity. After Henry Ford, a guy named George Knudsen really moved that process several generations further along by simplifying the unit components that went into cars. And the car business is really a business of decentralized parts manufacturing, which are brought together at the right time and place into the final product. And Knudsen went from heading Chevrolet to being really in charge of the U.S. rearmament strategy in World War II. And that was amazing. What he and his team did is take the complex components of an aircraft engine that were hand-tooled, defining quality control parameters, designing machine tools that could make these various components in decentralized locations. And instead of having really world-class hand tool experts to fabricate each of these components, he made them simplified enough with the machine tools that housewives who had never been in a factory could operate these decentralized production plants. Much of that same kind of process has to be adopted to reach scale. So in the water project, in the water business, we go into, instead of setting up a single product shop, where we have to then pay for building the shop and for manning it, it's fairly obvious that in every village there are 3 or 4 already existing mom and pop shops. They've made the investment in the shop. They've got people running it. So the marginal cost of adding water to their product line is relatively small. So we hook up with them, and we build a